Can y'all hear me? Give it back. Got me? Here we go. All right. Hard chargers, last mile. We got a couple hours left. So here's the big question. Driving these, so we're going to address it today. What would it be like if social media outperformed your website? What would it be like if social media outperformed your website with new donors, dollars, and data? I've been doing this for quite some time, and the first thing that we need to address is that does anyone in this room need more work to do? No! No one needs more work to do. So we have to figure out how to create levers and fulcrums where the existing work that we're doing, say you're putting the kind of pressure down to lifting 5 pounds of outcomes, how do we do less and get more? Because if we can't do that, then what are we actually going to be able to accomplish? So, we need to address, and I'm really proud that in the first opening session, the elephant in the room came out. Over the last 15 years, less and less people are participating and giving in philanthropy. We ask ourselves about the why. Are people less philanthropic? Maybe it's about the how and the where. So if we talk about the how, the way that we communicate with individuals is also been different. Is anyone familiar with M&R, the agency out of Washington, D.C.? They publish an unbelievable benchmark report. In a benchmark report, every year they break down performance on websites. What is actually happening across the space? And unfortunately, last year, email revenue engagement declined 10%. Does anyone want to know what we did as an industry as email revenue declined? We sent more emails. We sent 9% more emails, and the average nonprofit is sending 63 a year, of which 51 are for fundraising. As less people are getting involved, as less people are opening these, the cost of acquisition is going up. So, another way to think about this is that all of your websites is your home base. You own it, it's yours. It's comfortable, you like it. You can get people involved, ask them to give, ask them to fundraise, ask them to volunteer, ask them to get involved in your mission. Here's the problem. It's your home base. Your supporters' home base is social media. So, every morning, I don't know if you're like me, you wake up and there's that horrible report, at least on iPhones, that tells you what your daily status is, where you spend time. You're laughing. You know where I'm going with this, right? So, would you believe that most Americans are on social media? That's a good answer. Would you believe that most Americans spend over 2 hours a day in social media? What? That's all. Whether we like it or not, people have shifted where they spend time and how they want to engage. So, for me, my story started in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, mountains. And yes, this is a picture of me. As my wife saw this, she said, "Wow, you both really good. I really appreciate the past tense." There's no food there, right? There's no restaurants. It's the greatest weight loss camp in history. But I had the opportunity to be rangers and paratroopers in the mountains of Afghanistan for 27 months. Unfortunately, I lost more of my guys to suicide than I did to inaction. I'm hard-headed and I'm stubborn. So I co-founded a nonprofit called Stop Soldier Suicide in 2011. So I've done every job at Stop Soldier Suicide. It sucks. It's hard. I thought getting out of the military, I would just walk up to wealthy people and they would write me a check. They're like, I see like that. It didn't work like that. What made me absolutely mental was individual giving and how hard it was. Because we're very fortunate. The dumbest and smartest thing I ever did was called Stop Soldier Suicide. And I'm so creative, our logo is an American flag. People want to get involved. The challenge was is that we could get the average person. We could figure out how to get them involved or where they all. So we started GoodUnited, a co-founded GoodUnited to build a solution for social. We take a step back over the decades, no surprise, how we all communicate with individual supporters has changed. There's really 2 eras I think that we might be able to maybe oversimplify to break this down. One, we have the broadcast era, think about TV, think about radio stations. Then we have the awesome ability to send mass personalization, emails, direct mail. What we also see, is that starting around 2007, we saw the usage and users of social media explode. I know we have a lot of data people in this room. I don't know if it's causation or correlation. I think it's really interesting that as less people are getting involved, we see social media explode. I don't know what to do with that, but it seems like there might be something there. So, when we think about social media, the first word that comes to mind is followers. But I don't really think that's the most important to show the opportunity. It's not your followers. These people are great. They've raised their hand. They've taken the first step to get engaged with your mission, your brand. It's your followers. So, does anyone want to take a guess of how many friends the average Facebook user has? Any brave soul that's got lots of copy? Yes, ma'am? 1,000? That's a lot, right? What's that? 800? All right, you guys are overshooting. 328. That's for ChatGPT with all set classes, so right? We can go over 1,000. But the opportunity is that if you have 1,000 followers on Facebook, you're looking at this 328,000. Your followers, the people that are following your page, are taking that first step. What can they do for you? What can you do for them? So, this is the time where all of you are very pleasant. If I was sitting in the audience, I would be sitting there and saying, I don't care. I don't care. And I literally have this at board meetings to stop for suicide. Where no offense to marketers, the marketing team would get up and say, well, here are all our impressions and our likes and our followers are saying, I don't care. Stop telling me about this. I can't pay your salary. I can't fuel this mission with followers and likes. This is the black box. Who are these people? Stop Social Suicide has 830,000 followers. Who are they? What do they want? What's the point, right? So if we take a look at the black box of social media, there's a way to open it. There's a key. And that key is direct messaging. So let's go out in a crazy way. Let's assume that the powers that be that own these social media companies care about shareholder value and revenue above all else. Anyone disagree? Okay. They don't want you to leave your number. That's it. Right. So like when in doubt, ask that question. How do they make the most money possible? They don't want you to leave. As such, they have built one-to-one direct messaging communication apps. Facebook Messenger to Facebook. Instagram DMs to Instagram, LinkedIn messaging to LinkedIn. That's how you are able to finally unlock the black box of social media. So, where we're at right now is, I think, a really exciting stage in planning. And that we get to work with incredible organizations. But a lot of people are looking around at what's next. What's next is what's already happened today. Most organizations started pages in 2009. It's an opportunity to leverage these one-to-one communication channels that are crystal clear, to be able to build relationships that can scale. So, we're going to do a quick, this might blow up in my face, but we're the data company. I would like everyone in the room to stand up, please. Stand up. This is going to be fun. All right, groans? All right, keep standing if you're on social media. Keep standing if you're on social media. Anyone sit down? I'll sit down. Keep standing if you're on social media direct messaging application. LinkedIn Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, WhatsApp. Keep standing if you're on any of those. If you're not, please sit down. Everyone's on social media. Most people are on direct messaging application. Final question. Keep standing if you've been asked to give by a nonprofit or get involved in social media direct messaging. LinkedIn Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DMs. Right? So we have a lot of people. I thank you very much. Everyone can sit there. When we take a look, right? People are on social. People are on direct messaging. In this room, we have a lot of people that are getting involved in being by nonprofits in these channels. So let's take a step back and figure out how this actually works. And the best way to think about it is all of our current home base, which is our website. With our website, we have incredible vendors and people out there are unbelievable. Right? We get them to our website, we want to optimize. We want to take control. We want to get people to convert. Right? Convert. How do they convert? They convert through email. If you take away email, what are we left with? Website traffic. What do we do? So as with email, it converts. As with website traffic, it converts through email. Email with great value. Let's go to supporters home base. They're scrolling. They're spending time. They're engaging. For every comment, for every ad, for every click, they can also subscribe to direct messaging. As they subscribe into a Facebook Messenger, into an Instagram DM, And even for the largest nonprofits in our country, with tens of millions of email addresses, over 90% of the people that are acquiring in social through direct messaging are net new to household. Over 90%. So Americans less prone to corruption, or has their behavior and expectation changed? Have they shifted where they are? In addition, because these channels are owned, they're vertically integrated, right? Let's go back to when in doubt. Do they want to make more money? Yes. So with the click of a button, they can share a post. With the click of a button, they can now become a subscriber to your existing content, existing ads. As such, it's as frictionless as it can be. Because again, they don't want you to leave. They put as many hurdles as possible. When you leave, it says data attribution, who are these people? I don't know. When you keep it in channel, you can start to unlock the black box. Last piece is that I love to take credit for this, but waking up, falling out of bed, basic messages and 80% vote rate, 40% click through. They all. It's unbelievably engaging. So, we have helped organizations raise over $1 billion. That's important, and I'm proud of it. But it's not everything, right? And at GoodUnited, we built a solution for social that's powered by direct messaging. And someone asked me a while back, do I eat my own dog food? Which I thought was a mean joke. I learned it wasn't, right? But what it meant was, do you use the stuff that you build? Yes, right? I'm not that much of a crazy person to start a nonprofit and then start a for-profit to help nonprofits. I am very proud that GoodUnited has helped stop super suicide, raised over $35 million in 6 years, for over 2 million subscribers, all on social. It works. I'm doing it. So, let's take a step back and that we can't just use this as another hammer for nails. We can't just keep asking people to donate. The problem and the opportunity of this channel is that if we're going to engage people, it just can't be single facet. The entire organization, as they participate on your home base, your website, needs to now participate in social. This is an opportunity for our marketer friends. One of our partners is here today, Michael J. Fox. Unbelievably innovative organization. They somehow got a bipartisan bill passed in Congress. Somehow. Right? And they did a post, and they got the meetings engagement. Then they sent a direct messaging campaign. And the results of that campaign was before, with organic shares, they had 47. They sent a campaign, all they did was ask people to share the post. With the click of a button, the post is now rippling through their feed. 47 went to 1,197. With no ads. Why? Because we kept everything we channeled. Let's switch to our fundraising friends. So, what an opportunity, right? Yes, we want to be able to get people to donate that $30 gift. Yes, we want to have them start a peer-to-peer fundraiser. But what if we could treat everyone, regardless of the size of their wallet, like they were worth $1 million? And what I've learned from my fundraiser friends and learning from all, the most powerful question to ask is, how do you see yourself staying involved? How do you see yourself making an impact? And what's really powerful about these open-ended questions is you get some pretty powerful responses. Like 2 women, professors in the study, that wanted to write the organization into the will. Are you getting that for social credit? No. But if we view it as your next home base, everyone can now participate in driving engagement wherever you are. The next one is for our mission side of the house, an organization that's near and dear to my heart, Autism Speaks. They wanted to be able to get people involved in this autism-friendly training. And they really asked, sign up, enroll your business, learn more. Because if we're going to build relationships, we need to do it on our supporters' terms. It's not all about money. The mission side of the house is going to get them more involved. And the results are pretty astounding. You take a look at the far right, they had people wanting to involve their business. How else would the mission side of the house be able to get involved? Right? How can we start to ask those open-ended questions? So, at GoodUnited, we built a solution for social, powered by direct messaging. It helps nonprofits turn their supporters' home base into a net new own home base, just like your website. We've been very fortunate to work with incredible organizations. We came and started solving problems around social in 2018. Why? Because it stopped suicide. It started getting checks in the mail from that. A couple $1,000 one month, then $10,000, then $15,000, then $80,000, then $140,000, all from birthday fundraisers. I thought it was a glitch. I said, don't tell Zuckerberg, he has more than enough money. Just take it and run. But what we realized is that this was an opportunity to be able to finally monetize that we built. And with these organizations, right, we have now, over the past year, spent a ton of money to be able to expand our solution to any nonprofit that's going to continue with social. If you're going to continue to post, we can help. If you're going to stop social, you're good, right? And how we do that, first and foremost, man, if we're going to create solutions, we don't create tools. We first start off providing customer success management. We hire people with nonprofit experience. And then what we do is we co-develop a strategy. For my military days, there's a wonderful quote by Sun Tzu. He said, tactics without strategy is a noise before defeat. Tactics without strategy is a noise before defeat. As we work with you to co-develop a strategy, we'll then build a whole messaging architecture so that if you want to get someone to grants or someone to write the bill in, we will make sure that our system tags that and it goes to the appropriate person. If you have someone that focuses on corporate relationships, how many of your supporters are raising their hand to get their business involved? We wire that to the right people. Then we're able to have suggested messaging journeys, direct messaging, with the whole goal that our team is managing and empowering technology so that we can do 90-95% of the work and leave about 5% for our partners, which allows them to start telling the stories that they really want to tell and be able to unlock this channel where people are. So, what I hope here is there's an opportunity when we think about that lever and that forward, where we can do less and we can get a lot more by turning on and unlocking that black box. And unlocking that black box, driving donors, dollars, and data. And for better or worse, while I'm hopping on a plane in 2 hours, if any of you are interested in this, I would personally hop on a call and talk to you. And you might not like what I have to say. But I'll be honest. And that this is a wonderful opportunity for people to get involved. And my final question, my hope, if anything walking out of this is that you have hope, what would it be like if social outperformed our website? You can do it. So with that, happy to open questions, answer anything. Sir?
So you made that mission, and I apologize about it. So you got this bank we order from.
Yep.
And you're doing direct message.
They have to take an action first. Just like your website, they have to engage with the post, we turn on the messaging. So for example, anyone that comments will be prompted messaging. Just like on a website where they scroll and that thing pops up and says, will you subscribe to the email newsletter?
Okay.
When we turn on direct messaging, it now gives the opportunity for whether you're doing ads or content, people can now be prompted to subscribe.
So they would sign a petition, for example.
100%.
That can connect them to being able to direct message.
Yes. All the in-channel tools again. When in doubt, how do they make more money? How they make more money is keep you in the channel. So whether it's a lead form or an ad or a piece of content, they're tying all of that to direct messaging to keep you there and not send you out of channel. But once they're in direct messaging, you can ask them any question that you want. And the beautiful part, even for the world's largest nonprofits, these people are new. And there is no silver bullet. There is no magic answer, right? You can't do this and stop doing email and direct mail. But if you're going to continue to do social, this is an opportunity to engage an audience that's shifted there. And maybe they don't want to be involved in direct messaging, but we can get their email address and start helping out their programs. But this is a really important part of the pie of how we're going to engage our supporters and start getting more and more Americans involved in it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing I've heard in 2 days.
I'm going to go home now. Anyone else? I appreciate you all. Thank you for everything you do for our country. If you feel free to put an email there as well. If you want to send me an email, and thank you all very much.